If you've been following my channel since the beginning, you know that it has always been intended, first and foremost, as an outlet for my creativity. This was never meant to be one specific thing. At times, my channel has looked like a David Tennant channel, or a Fullmetal Alchemist channel, or a singing/acting channel, but fundamentally, it's a channel dedicated to A, whatever is feeding my creative soul at the time, and B, what is feasible within my very human limits. The times in my life that my work on YouTube has been at its best and most significant have been often when my real life is letting me down in some way. Like in high school, when nearly all of my close friendships were online, or my first 2 years of college when I wasn't getting the roles I wanted. However, the past 2 years have been incredibly fruitful in both of those areas. I've been cast in 4 musicals in the past year, 3 of those being in lead roles, and I probably have more good friends right now than I have at any other point in my life. These are wonderful things. They're also very time-consuming. I've uploaded just as consistently this year as I have in the past, but said uploads often look very different from what my channel has traditionally looked like. A newcomer looking at my most recent videos, which mostly consist of musical theater self-tapes and silly shorts about learning arias or whatever show I'm in, would have no idea that once upon a time, AMVs were my most consistent output. My channel has grown enough that I got monetized on YouTube last year, and I thought I'd have a small but consistent income coming in each month. But in the past year, I guess things have sort of stagnated. In 2023, I was consistently getting 10 new subscribers a day, and I sort of assumed that that would keep going, but now I'm lucky if I get that many in a month. I've wondered if YouTube has been hiding my channel from the algorithm in some way due to all of the changes that have taken place in the past year, but the sad reality is that people probably just don't find my real life as an actor and musician as interesting as they find me talking about David Tennant. I've never been the type of person who can just spend hours churning out the content she knows the algorithm rewards. That's not what this channel is for, and that's not what my life is for. And unfortunately, that means I'm probably never going to experience the kind of growth in audience I always thought I had the potential to achieve. When I'm in a musical or an opera, that is my hyperfixation for as long as the show's happening. It takes a lot of time and effort to be fully present at rehearsal and give the kind of performance I want to give, and I usually can't expect much more from myself during that time other than getting my academic work done. And I've also tried very hard to take better care of myself. The days of being a semi-agoraphobic shut-in obsessed with productivity are kind of over for me. If I've had a long day of rehearsal or academic work, I don't try to make myself write if I don't feel like it. I watch a movie or spend time with my friends that I now actually am lucky enough to have, and if that means I don't get as much done that week or that month or that year, I just sort of have to be okay with that. But under that happiness, there still is a constant undercurrent of shame that almost none of the major projects I've started since Crowley's Lament have been followed through to completion. The Normal album video essay, the Street Scene video essay, the Silco and Jinx duet, the Arcane Shakespeare AU that I published 2 chapters of and have barely touched since summer, the Queerness in David Tennant's Shakespeare Roles project Merlin and I started that we both kind of stopped feeling motivated to work on once we stopped being in a relationship, the Beyond the Inferno video essay that I've been teasing for, God, 3 years now. It's been a year and a half since my last long-form, fully scripted video essay, and while I've premiered several songs from the Fullmetal Alchemist musical in the past year, I haven't written anything new for it since I was a freshman. It is so painful to me that the desire for these projects to exist has not left me, and yet the bandwidth to actually work on them has. And when I do have the time, more often than not, I've been dealing with something stressful in my personal life, or I just find less mentally demanding things to do that don't fill me with crippling decision paralysis and anxiety about whether or not the most fruitful years of my life as a writer are behind me. Hopefully, I'm going to have a break from shows for the next 6 months, at least, but next semester is still going to be packed. I'm going to have my senior recital, I'm going to be auditioning for the Agent Showcase in New York, I'm going to be auditioning for summer stocks, but right now I'm home for Christmas. And I do have time. I want to try to get myself back into some sort of solid equilibrium between my friendships, my career, and my personal projects, but I think I really needed to make this video in order to do that. I felt like I owed an explanation both to you guys and to myself so that I can give myself the grace necessary to not pressure myself to have the most productive holiday of all time, but to finish something by the end of the break, whether it's a video essay, a song, or a chapter of fanfiction. And hey, this video is technically scripted, so clearly I can still write something. Thanks to everyone who stuck with me through all the changes this channel has been through over the years, and I hope I'll have some amazing stuff cooked up for you guys soon.